It's time to get your morning started with the news you need to know.
News update.
This is what's trending with DJ and PK. Hashtag Utah Jazz.
Collier driving, kicks to Hendricks. Power dribble to the rack, packed it.
And a foul.
And he got hit on the head. And Isaiah Collier's speed and penetration is wrecking havoc. Collier, elbow, out to Keyonte. There's only 4 on the shot clock here. He's going to have to shoot the 3 over the top. He hits it. LeBron runs into him. Keyonte goes down. 3-point play for Keyonte. He's going to get a 4th with the free throw line. LeBron bumping and backing. Bailey sneaks behind. Bailey with a steal. Bailey to the rim. Bailey with a dunk. Ace is wild.
Yeah, I think it's time that everybody stops trying to give reasons why Keyonte is playing well. Oh, well, he's only playing well because Lowry helps him so much. And, oh, he's only playing well because of this. And, no, he's pretty good. And I think it's time that everybody gives him some respect. And the way he carries himself, the way he works every day, the way he takes coaching, the way he interacts with his teammates, the way he's helping Ace. Believe me, there's nobody who's going to be harder on Key than me. But he's pretty freaking good.
There's the head coach, Will Hardy, sticking up for his guy. I didn't know anyone was talking down, but maybe somebody is.
No, I don't think anybody is. I think that maybe he was the one that he was, Will Hardy was yelling, play effing hard. You know, he was.
Yeah.
And so now's the time to go ahead and praise him, since some people, well, we all saw that video. I don't think there's anybody in the league saying, well, this guy's just a chucker and he ain't no good.
No,
what a bust of a pick he was.
No, he's shooting efficiently. It's like you said, his body language, the look on his face, the shoulders, the everything.
Knees, head, shoulders, knees, and
head,
toes.
shoulders, knees, and toes. I'll second that, Your Honor. Oh, it's a different guy out there. It's the third-year leap. It all seems to be happening. It's
when
great.
I heard him say the compliments, that's what came to my mind.
That makes sense, though. I get that.
He ripped him. He didn't rip him individually, but that video could be perceived as certainly included in that upset rant that Hardy had. And so now, go public. He's pretty bleeping good. You can tell Hardy he's starting to feel his oats now. He's swearing in press conferences and whatnot. And
good. I don't know who the other guy was.
And well,
most coaches. You've sat courtside at games. You've heard coaches go.
Oh yeah, I covered BYU all those years.
You're not usually sitting down there with Santa Claus. Yeah, you even have a story about a BYU coach not standing up, bellowing it out so you can hear it in the 17th row, not full Jerry Sloan, but getting down next to a player and rah, 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 rah.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah. And it was appropriate.
Yeah.
I actually had another coach apologize after the game for me having to hear that. I said, I heard that from my mother growing up. What are you talking about?
Nice. No, that does make sense. The perception out there is that Will was going at Keyonte, and the perception might be out there because it might really be true.
Yeah.
But that's one moment, and now here's a moment over here, and you praise him.
No,
yeah, and that's what Tim McComb was talking about yesterday about, the video. We saw that, and it was, a few seconds. But you have to take everything in context, and I think Tim was right in saying that. And the Jazz have a player in Jorge. That's a fact. I mean, he's been doing it now for many weeks.
Yeah.
This is legit. Nothing bogus about this.
Third straight 30-plus game. It's not enough because the Jazz give up a lot of points. They lose to the Lakers 143 to 135. Now, Lowry Markin didn't play. Questionable did mean out. And Austin Reeves didn't play, so I guess you could say that sort of cancels each other out right there.
Yeah, I think so. But, as I watched the Lakers and watched the entire game, obviously, last night, it is a crime against the NBA that they have Doncic. When you think about the Lakers, right, obviously it's 17 or 18 titles, whatever it is, if you put your all-time Laker team out there, they have a Hall of Fame, upper-level player at every freaking position. Now, what are you going to do? Who are you going to bump out? You going to bump out Jerry West? You going to bump out Magic Johnson? You going to bump out Kobe Bryant? I mean, listen, 3 guys I just listed.
Wilt, Kareem, Shaq.
Well, I mean at the guard line.
Oh, on the guard line, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all over the court, though.
How did they get this guy? This is a joke.
Well, Dallas called him, didn't talk to the rest of the league, and gave him away for 40 cents on the dollar.
At best, 40 cents.
It was great.
And that's the Canadian
yes,
return.
It was 40 Canadian cents
Yeah.
on $1 US.
It makes no sense.
Maybe that Australian dollar, too.
And he was on one, man, yapping the whole time.
Well, that was the awful thing about the game, and this is where referees can never, ever do it right. That game ended up with 60 fouls in 48 minutes.
I know.
And it was a constant parade to the free throw line, 86 free throws. 60 fouls, 86 free throws, 48 minutes. And the worst part is PK. Multiple people on both teams were begging for more and angry they didn't get it. How many fouls are these guys supposed to call? What do you think we're showing up to watch?
Yeah.
These guys are the best athletes in the world. There are going to be some free throws. We get that. But we're not showing up to watch these guys shoot free throws. We can go play horse in our driveway. That's not why we're there.
Have the Jazz miss 17 of them.
Nice.
Only shot 66% from the free throw line.
Yeah, left a lot of points out there.
Nurkic, man, 4 of 11.
Nurkic, I thought, was really key in the loss. Had a brutal turnover. Got beat for an alley-oop dunk.
5 turnovers. They're forced to play him.
Yeah.
Come on, wake up a little bit.
They don't defend. They don't defend a lick. That is going to be the now, obviously, Kessler is out, and that's rim protection. You assume that would make you much better defensively. I get that, but I think they're now 0-9 when they give up 130 points in regulation. So somebody's going to have to defend out there at some point, because all the scoring is great, and we want to see it. And it's great that, Keyonte George is performing at the level he's at. I thought Ace Bailey made a bunch of good plays out there. You can go on down the line, but you give up 143 points, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
you're going to get beat. But they want to hold on to the draft pick. So Markkanen sits, Kessler's out. They give up a lot of points. They get to hold on to the draft pick if they can keep doing that. All right, DJ and PK, the Utah Jazz go down to defeat to the Lakers. Next up, the Orlando Magic tomorrow night. DJ and PK.
Hashtag NFL.
Kyron Williams is single back. 2 split out receivers right. Stafford's going to throw. It's caught. It's Puka. It's a Rams touchdown. Matthew for MVP. 29-14 with 13 and a half to go here in the fourth quarter. Stafford does it again.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback threw a backward pass, which was recovered in the end zone by the offense. It is a successful conversion.
I'm telling you what, sometimes it just pays to live a good life. And so now, guess what, 12? We are tied at 30 apiece. Play fake. Sam steps, looks, throws back in the end zone. Touchdown! Seahawks! Jackson, Smith, and Jigba. Darnold has time, looks inside, it's caught! Touchdown! Make an extra point, make a conversion. I don't care what it is. The Seahawks win the game again on the last play of the game.
What a game. Seattle 38-37 over the Rams in overtime. Seattle's got the best record in the NFC. They've got the inside track to the number 1 seed and the first round bye and 2 home games in the playoffs with 2 weeks to go. There were so many awesome performances and awesome plays. You heard the 2-point conversion. The pass deflected. The ball rolls into the end zone. Picked up pretty casually there for the 2-point conversion.
Oh, I don't think Charbonneau was picking it up thinking it was a live ball.
All right, I agree. Yeah. But he did pick it up, and he was in the end zone.
Well, they didn't really – I was watching it live because I was switching back and forth. I think it was halftime of the Jazz. But it didn't seem like – was the whistle blown?
It felt like it the way everybody stopped.
Did the Rams know it was a live ball? I don't know how you can continue that. If the whistle had blown, you can't award them 2 points. But they didn't really discuss that on the Herb and Al Michaels. They didn't really talk about that. But that was bizarre, man. It was a heck of a game. It was super entertaining for sure.
Seattle connects on 3 consecutive 2-point conversions. They were down 30-14, and they got the 2 to tie it up, and then they got the 1 in overtime to win 38-37. Puka Nacua have a game, huh? dozen catches, over 200 yards, scores twice.
Well, I mean, he's a phenomenal player. I said it when he was in town here. They did the 60 spiel. He's the best player in the state. He's one of the top 5 players ever, maybe, in BYU, Utah history, and Utah State, and Weber for that matter. The way he's going, he needs to grow up a little bit, man. Get some maturity here, because then he put something out on Twitter about the refs and then deleted it. But once it goes out, it's out. You can delete it all you want. It doesn't matter.
Somebody screenshotted it. Somebody saved it. Yeah.
And I don't think he comes from a point of negative. I think he's a happy-go-lucky kind of kid that is goofy in that way. But he's going to have to learn his consequences. Some dance that he did that was offensive. I didn't see the dance, but then he apologized for that. And I believe in his heart he had no idea that this dance was offensive, because that's just not who he is. He's, as I say, he's a goofy guy, but he's under the spotlight now because his talent is enormous. Enormous. I mean, as good as there is in the league, in a league with a ton of really good receivers.
He just lit up a really good defense.
Yeah.
I mean, Seattle's defense is...
He is a superstar, and with that comes a certain obligation. And I think once he understands that, it'll be fine, because I don't think he's coming from a position of being a bad person.
Rashid Shaheed keeps making big plays for Seattle, the former Weber State Wildcat, with the 58-yard punt return for a touchdown to start the rally, and they're down 30-14 with 8 minutes to go in the game. That was a big play, and the momentum swung after that.
He's like a mini Dion in terms of the excitement if he gets the ball. What's it going to be? I'm not going to put him at Deion Sanders' level,
right?
But he sort of reminds me of a smaller version of what Deion accomplished all those years.
He's electric, and that was a huge play. And so Seattle improves to 12-3 on the year. They've got the best record in the NFC, and they finish now. That was at home, and they get the split with the Rams. They finish at Carolina and at San Francisco. So can they win a couple of road games and lock down the 1 seed, or they stumble and they open it back up again?
I didn't realize last night was senior night.
Yeah, it was. It was senior night. Jacksonville Jaguars and receiver Jacoby Myers have agreed on a 3-year, $60 million contract extension. Jags got him at the November 4th trade deadline. Scored 3 touchdowns in 6 weeks, averaged about 60 yards a catch. Team's gone 5-1 since they acquired him, so he gets 3 years and $60 million. And we don't have to wait for Sunday for the NFL. We got Saturday games. Eagles at the Commanders, and then the Packers at the Bears, 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. So Saturday NFL football.
Well, Green Bay at Chicago, big-time game.
Yeah, huge game. The Eagles really soft landing here at the end of the year after they had that losing streak. They beat the Raiders last week. They get to play the Commanders twice. They got to stack up some wins here at the end of the year. DJ and PK.
Hashtag college football.
Look, would we allow the winner of the AAA Baseball League, the International League, whatever they call it, I don't even know the name of it, would you let them in the World Series playoffs?
I don't think they do. No, I don't think.
No, they don't, but I'm saying, but that's the equivalent of what we do when JMU gets in to the college football playoff and Notre Dame doesn't.
There's Nick Saban stumping to get the little guys out. Of course, the little guys will run to their U.S. Senator, and then there'll be an antitrust lawsuit. Yeah. So that is why the G5 is still in, but Nick clearly wants him out.
Did he start his coaching career at Toledo? Was he head coach there? I wonder if he would have felt the same.
Yeah,
I mean, that's apples and kumquats. JMU is on the end. That would be the Dodgers playing the Rockies, not the Salt Lake Bees.
Right.
They're in.
But they try to talk dismissively because they're trying to kick him out.
Well, you can't.
I know, you're right.
They're in Division I football.
Yeah.
You can make a rule that says you will never play for the playoff, which is essentially what they did when BYU won in '84. I'm not saying that's fine, but his premise is false. The Colorado Rockies, even though they don't show it and haven't for years, they're still an MLB team.
Right. The Rays spend a lot less money. The Rockies aren't any good, but they're in the major leagues.
Yeah, and
there
so
are
is
teams that aren't any
JMU.
Good. Yeah, there are teams that aren't any good in Division I football, and there are teams that don't have as much money, but they still get to chase the championship.
Man, if I'm J-Mad, I am J-Mad.
College football playoff begins tonight.
Yeah.
Alabama and Oklahoma in prime time.
That's huge. You got two big brand names right off the bat.
Yep.
Tonight? Yeah, wow.
And the winner will go play Indiana in the Rose Bowl.
I like it.
The number one seed.
Yeah, how do you not like that?
And there's a lot of speculation that for everything DeBoer said, the Michigan job is still open because if he loses, especially if he loses and it's ugly, they might want him out and he might decide to go.
It could be, yeah, I understand that. At the same time, having spent some time with Kyle Whittingham, if I'm Michigan, I absolutely call him. Absolutely call him, yes.
Well, it could happen fast. I mean, Alabama could go win the game. I mean, who knows?
I got you. Yeah. I don't know.
Then they can move on to your guy Dillingham. But maybe he stays. Who knows?
But yeah.
Michigan's leaving the door wide open and not saying much right now.
Nor should they.
Yeah. 3 more playoff games tomorrow. Miami at Texas A&M. Nice. Tulane at Ole Miss, and James Madison at Oregon. The winner of that James Madison-Oregon game will get Big 12 champ Texas Tech. I assume Oregon will roll it home and go play Texas
okay,
Tech.
Nick.
That Ole Miss game is a rematch. Tulane went to Ole Miss and got beat 45-10 early in the season. Let's see if it's any different now.
Tulane Jew, how does that work? The BYU Jew? That was a big thing.
I don't know. I don't know if he's continued on with that or if he just let that go.
Well, it's his moment and their moment to shine.
Yep. All right, DJ and PK.
Hashtag Utah.
Well, the program's in a good place right now. You know, as I've said many times, after last season, just didn't sit right with anybody, particularly me. Came back and fortunately we were able to get the ship righted and everything's on track. The program, like I said, is in a good spot. Got good coaches. Coach Scally will come in and do a great job. Got good players. So now is the time. I'm a free agent. I'm in the transfer portal. So yeah, it's a different feel, but like I said, I'm at peace and I did not want to be that guy that overstayed his welcome and people just saying, hey, when's this guy going to leave? That was not my intention ever, and I hope I didn't do that. I'm sure with some people I did do that, but to me the timing is right. Well, like I said, I don't want to overstay my welcome. Somebody once told me that every year that goes by you're a coach, 10% of the fan base starts to hate you. And so after 20 years, they all, plus their kids and grandkids, probably hate me. So anyway, but it was a good run. It was a good run, and I'll say it one more time. I didn't want to be that hanger-oner that people just got sick of.
Kyle Whittingham's first public comment since he stepped down as the head coach at Utah. Didn't want to be the guy who hanged on, and he realizes some people think maybe he was that guy.
He's not that guy.
Okay, who are those people?
He's not that guy. I'm all over this. I'll have post a piece here on KSL.com this morning. This is a situation where he took one for the team. He could have decided to, hey, I'm coming back. I'm coming back for my 22nd year. I'm under contract.
I got a contract. I want to do it. Yeah.
And I think there was some idea of Scally possibly going with Kalani if he takes the Penn State job, because Jay Hill would have most likely gotten the job to succeed Kalani. And so I think everything was explained to Coach Whittingham, and this is what he decided. But he's clearly not done with coaching if it's the right opportunity. He might be done, but right now he's not. You cannot say definitively he's done. He could very well end up being done. And my guess is, and that's not reporting anything, but it's a guess, that probably is the thing. But he just said, man, the phone rings, I will answer it. And as I just previously said, if I'm Michigan, I absolutely give him a holler, or there's going to be a domino effect because Michigan's not going to hire a non-head coach. And if it's Alabama or if it's Arizona State, then if I'm either of those two institutions, I call Coach Whittingham. There's no question about it. I call him and at least have a discussion to see. And even if he doesn't get hired, like one time Kyle was looking for a coordinator, he called Norm Chow to get advice. Well, Norm Chow ended up taking a job.
That's happened a lot.
So
that was how Jerry Pym ended up at UC Santa Barbara.
I would
give him advice, and he took the job.
Have Kyle Whittingham, if I'm either of those ADs or any AD or any president, I call to get his opinion to see what he thinks. Because this guy has been around forever and has had a ton of success. He's a stable dude. His feet are exactly where his feet are, his head is, whatever that expression is. And you can't get any more solid. And I believe this is a selfless act that he is doing, because he could have returned for a 22nd season, and he's saying, no, I'll allow Scally to take over. And I think that the administration and the fans of the University of Utah owe him a sense of gratitude, because he could have come back, but he said, no, I'll step away.
So you think the Penn State thing really precipitated all of this? Makes perfect sense.
Oh, I think it was in the mix. I can't say that was the
only reason.
Yeah, because...
But it made it front and center.
At the time, but Kalani didn't end up taking the job,
right?
So he's not going with him. So there's no job to go to. But I think there was no question, and Ottawaya was running around putting out those tweets, and I think that was what it was about. And conversations that I've had in the last 48 hours or so forth lead me to believe that was the case. So with all that in mind, I think Kyle Whittingham, this is a phenomenal act that he is doing for the program, and it must not go unnoticed.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. That is what is trending. There are the headlines, and it is brought to you by Shamrock Plumbing. Shamrock Plumbing bringing you the headlines once again this morning. Shamrock Plumbing, there's no job too big or too small. Get the personal touch with Shamrock Plumbing. DJ and PK, we're taking a break. We're coming back. We've got the question of the day on the way. We've got David Locke and Kevin Graham join us to talk Jazz and NFL football later this morning. And we've got more from the Road Home Mediathon. Stay with us, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
This is Utah's best coverage of the Utes, Cougars, Jazz, and Mammoth. Here we go. From the guys who have been there for all the biggest moments in Utah sports history. You're listening to DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're broadcasting live from the Road Home Mediathon. Special thank you to Les Schwab Tire Center for their support. Your donation this hour will be tripled. Donate $50, you give $150. Altabank and the Huntsman Family Foundation with matches, and thanks to both of them for their support. Call right now, 801-819-7300, 801-819-7300, and donate, or go to theroadhome.org/donate.
Does Honey ever sing this song to you? Santa Baby.
I can neither confirm nor deny, PK. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Harry down the chimney tonight.
There's a lot of mental images our listeners would rather do without, and I bet
DJ Baby.
Those images that
Harry home from the studio tonight.
That you're trying to conjure up are probably on the list. That
I'm not conjuring up anything. I'm just in the Christmas mood. DJ Baby.
Stop. All right, as fresh as tomorrow's games, the question of the morning. Rooting for those underdogs? Go Tulane. Go James Madison. I mean, this is an easy question when it was our teams playing in this game, or even teams from the conference, because you thought, oh, well, it's money for everybody, and it's going to elevate the conference. We don't really have any tie to Tulane or James Madison. I mean, Red Sox at Tulane. So
I've been in New Orleans.
All right. So, once upon a time, the Super Bowl was in Tulane Stadium, but they tore that one down. They used to have a big stadium. Tore it down and built a smaller, more modern one. They've got a football history there, but they are widely perceived as massive underdogs. You pulling for them? You going to ignore them? Do you care? It's baked into my DNA. I always want to see the little guy win. I grew up in San Diego rooting for the little guy. Chargers, Padres, Aztecs, they were always the little guy. It's big. You're a product of your environment. There it is. Yes, I would love to see James Madison go to Oregon and be
I can fully understand where you're coming from that perspective, yeah, because you're always in the shadow, figuratively, of Los Angeles.
100%. Yep.
So I can do that. For me, it was a little different. I grew up in the shadow of Madison Square Garden. I mean,
so do you love the big dog? Because those are your teams in the tri-state
area?
Well,
there's obviously. I mean, there's an argument to be made there that the country wants the big dogs. They want the brand names because the ratings, which are like the gospel, reflect that.
The ratings drive money, whether they're accurate or not. And that's a whole thing inside the industry. Lots of people in the industry will tell you why they're not. All the ratings are higher this year, all the stories, because they tweaked how they do it. And there's a lot of people inside the industry saying, see, I always knew this was true. I do think, though, that even in a place like New York, there's the little guy. The Yankees are the big guy. The Mets are an expansion team. They're the little guy.
Yeah,
the
that
Giants
was
are established.
60 years ago, though.
The Jets are. But don't you think they're punching uphill for life when you're the Mets and the Jets?
Not with the Mets when they're spending that kind of money.
Yeah, okay, well, you got me there.
Yeah, on the payroll.
Yeah.
Fan base-wise, yes.
The Mets, the Jets, and the Nets are all.
But they've exceeded it, that their underdog status with the money that they've been throwing around, and they sell out the ballpark. I went to a game this year, and it was sold out, right, just like it is across town. But, yeah, I mean, they'll always be in the shadow. I would go Clippers-Lakers is probably the ultimate example if you want to go at the pro sport level.
Yeah.
The Clippers have always been viewed as the joke, and the Lakers are they're the beast, obviously. This is different, though, than some random regular season game.
Oh, yeah.
This is where the country is going to be tuning in, and if the little guy wants a chance, they've got a minimum. They got to do what BYU couldn't do against Texas Tech. They've got to be competitive.
I think that the model in college football in so many tournaments, volleyball, soccer, baseball, softball, on down the line, it started with the basketball tournament. Conference champions automatically get in. And so football's kind of adopted that. We played Nick Saban in the last segment, and he's railing against these, the two little guys, James Madison and Tulane, getting in. He's calling them AAA. The way they're going to ace them out and avoid antitrust, I think, is to do away with all the automatic bids and say the top teams in the rankings are in. Now, that's not how any other NCAA sport works, and maybe there's a basis for a lawsuit in that because you can get a lawyer and sue over anything. But I think that's the way around it. And the defense is, it's just the way you rank us when we get on the field. Look, now, it's not fair. It's home games. We know the home team is a massive advantage. But nonetheless, Tulane and James Madison need to go on the road and stick up for G5 teams. And as much as I want to stick up for G5 teams, and I did for a long time, it's a tougher argument. And I saw stuff, and there were national media people saying, quoting Nick, saying, I'm old enough to remember when Utah beat Nick in the Sugar Bowl. But it was a different era. With that U team, and you can see it in the records, it was Kyle's fourth year. The team got better every year. He recruited a bunch of guys. They were underappreciated, under-recruited, whatever. He coached them up. There were like 5 or 6 guys on that defense played in the NFL.
I think it was 6.
6, okay. That defense was the real deal. That's a lot of NFL defenders to have on one team.
Yeah.
But that was in that era. In this era,
that's just the starters.
You get right. In this era, right, there could have been freshmen and sophomore who were playing smaller roles, and down the road they became NFL guys.
Right.
But in this era, it's hard to do that because you start to build that guy. That guy starts to make plays. He gets better. He's seen on film. Transfer portal, NIL, he's gone. I don't see how now a G5 coach gets to stack recruiting classes one on top of another the same way. It's just not going to work. And you go no farther than the Utah, who's crossed over to the other side of the line, and they go to New Mexico, and they don't just take the OC. They take the quarterback. They take a running back.
Receiver, Davis.
A receiver, you're right. Yeah. And they just got, okay, we'll take one of these. Yeah. What are these G5s supposed to do? I do think the gap is going to widen on the field, no matter how hard they try, no matter how smart they are, because now they're not allowed to stack recruiting classes the way they did in 2004 and 2008, and TCU and Boise State did the same thing, because for a while there, those teams were, whoever it was, they were going in, they were getting great results. Hawaii was the one that fit the norm of what some of the power brokers have talked about. Hawaii went and played Georgia and got smoked in a Sugar Bowl. That was ugly. But for the most part, TCU beat Wisconsin in a Rose Bowl. We all remember Boise State beating Oklahoma. We know Utah won twice.
Boise State had their crack. Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
Had a kid.
But I think it's different now in that it's not, the division isn't G5 versus Power 4, because I think that Texas Tech needs to show out, because I think the Big 12's rep is on the line too.
Yep.
And the G5, I could argue perception-wise, Big 12 is closer to G5 than it is to Big Ten and SEC.
Well, I've been arguing that for a few weeks, so I'm not going to argue with you.
I don't buy it, but
that's the perception out there.
Right.
And I think it showed up in who wasn't ranked, how long it took for teams to get ranked. ASU didn't get much pub for beating Texas Tech, but when they lost, they got dropped, even though they didn't have their quarterback. So I thought that was a raw deal. I thought Utah and BYU were underranked all year long. And Texas Tech has eventually gotten their due. I thought it was slow coming, but they do have a bye, and the one that matters, they got ranked 4.
It was it's a repeat of ASU in 24. They were really slow to get ranked.
Yeah.
And probably deservingly so because they had sucked the year before. But it took a long time for them to crack the top 15 into November.
It was harder to see the Sun Devils coming, whereas with Texas Tech and the money they spent, we're all staring at them from the get-go.
Yeah, I was nervous about it. I said it all summer, and it's come to pass.
And they beat Utah early in the year. It was a signature win. There was no reason.
On the road.
There was no reason not to say, all right, these guys are doing what they set out to do.
Yeah, but I still think, though, they have got to do it this next game. What they've done is nice, but it's also meaningless in the big boy perception. And if they get worked, presumably, as you say, by Oregon next week, that's a black eye on the Big 12. They need to minimally be competitive because they got a bunch of NFL dudes, too. They got 2 projected first-round D linemen and edge guys that can cause all sorts of create havoc. With that in mind, so they've got to do well. They need to do minimally what the Devils did against Texas last year.
Yeah, take it to overtime.
And that was if it's a close game, it doesn't go overtime. That's okay, but they can't have a 34-10 loss. They can't do what BYU has done to Texas Tech or what Utah did eventually.
Nope, that'll be a problem.
Yeah, so that's why the G5 here, they're carrying the banner beyond the G5. Because we're always skeptical of these things and what's it going to be. And it's like every day now, and it's also the teams in power conferences that don't have the money. Literally every day, coaches, administrators are complaining about the NIL. They're complaining about their rosters being rated. And I told you I talked to a coach 2 days ago, and I said, well, the thing doesn't open until the 2nd of January. So it doesn't matter. They're all doing it now. It's what Bronco said. There is no enforcement. And so they're
whisper season, he called it.
They're doing it as we speak, and rosters are being pilfered right now. And places like Missouri, Drinkwitz was complaining about Missouri. I mean, they're in the SEC.
Missouri and TCU are losing their quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Hoover's in the portal. Before the bowl game, he's done.
Every quarterback is in the portal.
I know, but it's just an example.
Cincinnati.
You can't wait till the 2nd, and Hoover's not playing in the Alamo Bowl.
Although there is no portal to be in right now, technically, but a player has no.
A player can announce, "I'm going to go in the portal."
And with social media, it's out there and it's widespread, and clearly, they are getting calls. At least from an ancillary, if not directly. And I've got coaches telling me this is happening. I mean, I had one coach tell me that Algier got an offer right down the field. And who was it?
At USC.
Yeah, at SC. And then last night I'm watching, and they're talking about Oregon is offering somebody $700,000. Oregon is going to be up there every single year. And for decades, they have bought their way into the big time. And that's the reality of the situation here. They've got endless amounts of money, and away you freaking go.
Todd Phillips came on the air last year, the UVU basketball coach, and told us that in November he got a call from a coach who he considers a friend to say, everybody's talking about your guy, I got to ask about him too. It's like, I'm semi-apologizing. I feel bad about this, but I don't want to get fired. I got to do my job. And Todd's answer was, I don't know how good my guy is. We're 6 games in. Call me back when we're 16 games in.
Yeah, I think the guy's at Clemson now.
Yeah. Yes, I think that's probably, that makes sense, right? And he's like, that's what your friends do. Your friends just call you up to your face and say, I got to tamper. Tell me about your player.
Well, there is no such thing as tampering if there's no enforcement. Yeah. If there's no enforcement on speeding, is there such a thing as speeding?
There you go. And there's no enforcement.
Right.
But I think we can all go out and root for the G5s. And I will, and we can root for the ACC and the Big 12 because I think they're going to need it. you're right. Their credibility's at stake. If your champion gets blown out year after year, you're not going to hold on to that berth. Now, for the Big 12, the champ didn't get blown out last year.
I have no choice but to root for Tech.
Right.
Whether I want to or not.
Yeah, but if it's Oregon, I mean, you always root against Oregon.
Well, I just meant generally speaking.
Generally speaking, yeah, I get it.
No matter who they play.
Right. And if they beat Oregon, then we assume they'll get Indiana, although Indiana's got to get past the winner of the Oklahoma-Alabama game.
Right.
And the good thing for Tech is that'll be a truly neutral field. If Oregon and Texas Tech are going to the Orange Bowl, that's a long way away.
Yeah. I mean, I can MapQuest it if you want to know, but
no.
It's probably didn't one NFL guy when the Packers lost in Seattle or something said they got to go back home 6,000 miles.
I do remember that.
Were they playing in Russia?
I was like, yeah, right. 6,000 miles. You're somewhere in Europe, man. 1,500 miles, maybe. Try something like that.
Right.
All right, DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. We're broadcasting live from the Road Home Mediathon. Housing teams working with landlords and property managers across Salt Lake County to help the folks here at the Road Home find the best places suited to their needs and circumstances as they help people transition back into a self-supported state. And you can call and help with that, 801-819-7300. 801-819-7300. Your donation is tripled this hour by Alta Bank and the Huntsman Family Foundation. You can also donate online at theroadhome.org/donate. Theroadhome.org/donate. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
Nobody brings you better coverage of the teams you're passionate about than these guys.
Try some more.
This is DJ and PK on 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
The artist of the day today, Taylor Swift. Getting you ready for the holidays with Taylor Swift and Christmas songs from the Taylor Swift Holiday Collection. That was released back in 2007. It's brought to you by Live Nation. For all the live concerts and events in 2025, check out livenation.com. DJ and PK, it's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. And PK will try to hit on this a little more in the 8 o'clock hour. Kyle Whittingham spoke with the media. How chaotic was it there? Did everybody show up as you expected?
Oh, yeah.
Massive circle around. I heard the jugs gun in the background.
We were indoors, and it was over to the side there. Devin Dampier, who is one of the more delightful kids you're ever going to be around, he went first because they were having a chapel session before, so Kyle was over there or whatever he's doing. So Devin comes first, and he was like, man, look at all these people. And he's so upbeat and so happy all the time and so engaging. And so he was making jokes about, I think every outlet was represented. I even joked, it was the old days. The Tribune had two people because newspapers have taken a hit in staffing.
Right.
And I made sure those are my guys. I had an extended conversation with them to make sure they understood what was going on, because I think I have a good handle on it based on relationships. It was what I thought it would be, and it cemented what I already knew, what I thought I knew anyway, and this is the situation. I don't believe he was forced out. I told the guys, don't use the word forced.
DJ PK, we will get to that coming up and why that word is floating out there and why that might or might not be accurate, but why it's out there. We will get to that next. Stay with us, DJ and PK. It's 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.